Hey friends, welcome to Leelalicious. I'm Regina and today I'm going to show you how to make healthier gingerbread cookies. These yummy, chewy almond flour cookies include delicious warming spices as well as molasses for an unmistakable holiday flavor. This is a gluten-free recipe, and depending on the sweetener used, the cookies can also be paleo-friendly or low-carb. This is a small batch recipe. Using a 3-inch cookie cutter, it makes about 10 cookies. So it's perfect to make when you just want a few holiday-flavored cookies without dedicating a whole afternoon towards baking. But of course, if that is what you want to do, have a lot of cookies and have some time for baking, you can of course double, triple, or even quadruple the recipe. Just be sure to divide your dough ball when rolling out to keep things manageable. And before we get into the tutorial, I want to take this moment to remind you that I always write out the ingredient list and measurements in the description below the video. You may have to open that up completely to see the entire list. And there's also always a link to a printable version of the recipe, as well as a very detailed blog post, way more details than I can include in a video here. I also often get requests for metric measurements. Most of the time, I don't include them in my videos to keep things simpler and less confusing, but the metric conversion is available in the printable option on my website. So be sure to click over there if that's what you're more comfortable baking with. And if you're looking for nutrition data, that also is available in the printable recipe box. Now let's get started with the sweetener for these healthier gingerbread cookies. I'm using muscovado sugar, which is a less refined version of brown sugar, and it's easily available to me here, but you can also substitute light brown sugar. If you want to make the paleo version, be sure to use granulated coconut sugar, which will also give the cookies a delicious caramel note. And to make the cookies low carb, use a granulated sugar alternative. Nowadays, there's even brown sugar alternatives available. Add 1/3 cup of that brown sugar, coconut sugar, or sugar-free alternative to a large mixing bowl. Next, add 1 teaspoon of BLACKSTRAP molasses. This will give the cookies a strong molasses flavor without introducing too much extra liquid to the dough. You can substitute regular molasses, but the flavor may not be quite as strong. Next, add 1 egg and 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. Mix these ingredients together with an electric mixer or a whisk until evenly combined and lighter in color. Then add 1 cup of almond flour and 1 teaspoon of gingerbread spice mix. I have a homemade recipe inspired by a German gingerbread spice mix that includes 9 delicious warming spices. You can either make your own as well, or to simplify things, use a combination of at least cinnamon, ginger, and cloves. And finally, we need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/8 of a teaspoon of sea salt. Now use a spatula to combine the wet and dry ingredients until a uniform cookie dough forms. This gingerbread cookie dough is quite moist and sticky, so we're going to use 2 sheets of parchment paper. Add the dough onto 1 sheet and then approximately shape it into a log shape. Add the other piece of parchment paper on top, and now you can roll it out with your rolling pin. Roll the dough out to about 1/8 inch of thickness. And then transfer the rolled out cookie dough sheet to the freezer and chill it for at least 30 minutes until firm. After that, remove the top parchment paper sheet. Dip your cookie cutter in some almond flour to make it less sticky, and then cut out your desired shapes. Now carefully peel the parchment paper from the back of the cutout cookies and move them over to a prepared baking sheet, also lined with parchment paper. Alternatively, you can use a toothpick to just remove the excess cookie dough between the cutout cookie shapes, and then bake the cookies directly on that parchment paper sheet that you rolled them out on. Now bake the cookies in an oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, depending on the size of your cookie cutter, the bake time will vary anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. Bake the cookies until they're set and lightly start to brown on the edges. I like these cookies best when they're a little soft and chewy. You can also bake them longer if you prefer crispy Shakespeare cookies. After baking, let the cookies cool on the baking sheet for about 10 minutes and then transfer them to a wire rack to cool fully. Store the finished and cooled cookies in an airtight container. This way they should keep for at least a week, probably longer, but they have never lasted that long in our house. The cookies are delicious enjoyed as is, but if you would like to take them to the next level, you can use my royal icing recipe to give them some ice or buttons or to attach some decorations to them. I hope that you enjoy these healthier almond flour gingerbread cookies and that you have a wonderful holiday baking time. Please give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends that also will enjoy these cookies, and if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do that now so that you will never miss a new video from me. And I will see you soon with another delicious recipe. Bye for now!